Hello and welcome to the 2025 MakseLife launch. I'm feeling festive. I've got my Wheel of Life colors represented on my nails as well as the actual wheels. And I've got all the 2025 goodies here as well as some old stuff mixed in. And we're going to talk through everything that's being released. And welcome. This is a little preview of what you're going to see in here. This is a removable cover I'm putting on my planner because this is the cover I've decided to start my year with. The new covers are a little trickier to put on than some covers you may have used in the past. You kind of have to get it started with a little TLC, and then I found you can just push it on. So you guys are about to watch a video, my review of the 2025 MakseLife items. And I wanted to mention a couple things. The first one is that MakseLife themselves will be going live on October 17th at 7 p.m. Central. And during that time, they're going to be showing off all of the products and answering questions, and it's going to be a fun time. I will be there. You should be there too. This video, if you're watching it in real time, also came out on October 17th. So, you know, check out all of the Moxie Review Crew videos that you want. And then tonight, plan on grabbing your favorite beverage, coming and hanging out on YouTube. The other thing I wanted to mention is that I'm a MakseLife affiliate, which basically means that I get early access to products, as you're seeing in this video, and that I can post reviews and content and show you all the goodies. So for me, being an affiliate, the thing I love about it is that I get to see the goodies earlier and I get to share them with you. Not that I'm like the greatest presenter or, you know, create the coolest content or any of those things, but the thing that I want to be able to provide for you is examples of how you might want to use the products. So I have all these products in hand that you see in this video. And if you see something and you're like, oh, wow, I wonder if that folio will fit an Archer and Olive notebook, or if like an Erin Condren planner could go in there, or all kinds of different stuff. A Hobonichi, could that go in there? Are the stickers the right size for whatever idea you may have? Please ask me, because I'm willing to try anything with anything that I have in my stash. So the thing that I enjoy about being an affiliate the most is helping you make decisions about what you want to purchase. I would rather try something and have you be like, okay, that does not work. I know I don't want to purchase that, rather than spend your money and then try it at home and be like, dang it. Because one of the benefits of me having stuff early is that I can answer those questions for you. So if you found my content helpful, if I answered some questions for you, all those different things, I would appreciate if you used my affiliate code when you're making your MakseLife purchase. It's just my name, Mackenzie, and it'll be in the description below. It will get you 10% off, and I'll earn a little bit of money back, which honestly just helps me buy more of this stuff to review for you. I appreciate it if you choose to use it. And please, if you have any questions about like, hey, I wonder if a pack of Post-it notes would fit in this pocket, just leave it in a comment and I will happily try it for you. And yes, they will fit in several different ways. I appreciate all of you. Hope you enjoy my review. Everything that I'm going to be talking about today is going to come from this 2025 collection launch, and I will link this in the description, but this has all the information about all the products, all the pricing, the sizing, the weight, like pretty much everything. So if I reference this, I'm not referring to some like sneaky document that you don't have access to. It'll be linked in the description, and what I would recommend that you do while you watch this video is either digitally or physically print out this collection launch and maybe mark down what's on your wish list as you watch this. So let's get to it. This launch is going to be available on October 22nd at noon Central. and that'll be October 21st at noon Central for anyone who's in Club Moxie. And so basically one of the benefits of Club Moxie is you get to shop a day early. There's also huge benefits beyond shopping a day early, which include the coaching program that Club Moxie is. And so we can talk more about that at another time, but it's not too late to join. You can join anytime and you will get that early access shopping window, which is a nice perk, but certainly not the most important reason to join Club Moxie. So let's kick off with the main reason that we're here, which is the 2025 flagship planners. So I have 2 here, and then I have multiple piles of covers, because the biggest news for 2025, which I'm sure you've seen by now if you've watched anything on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, is that the covers are removable and reversible. So this beautiful green cover that you're looking at here could also become this beautiful floral-ish pattern by just snapping the cover off carefully and flipping it around, or of course switching out for a different cover. These covers are a really, really nice material. Okay, so this material, I've had questions like, what is it like? How durable is it? Like, it's bendy. Is it too bendy? Like, what's it like? And the answer that I can give you, that you could go either to your craft space or craft store and touch and have the best idea of what this feels like, a self-healing cutting mat. And they have, I would say, about the same amount of bend, and it's just, it took me a really long time to think of like, what could I compare this to that's in my office, that's pretty similar. And this is what I came up with. Obviously, these covers are not self-healing. I would not cut on them because different things are gonna happen than what you would expect on a cutting mat. But in terms of like how bendable they are and stuff like that, that's my best comparison. Our coil size has increased, which is great because the 2024s were a little bit tight, especially if you use stickers, to the point where I actually had 2 planners for 2024. This was true in 2023 as well, so it just kind of is what it is. I use a lot of stickers, and so I likely will still use 2 planners in 2025. Even though we've got the extra space on the coil here, I use a sticker kit every week, and I use stickers on like the goal setting sheets pages and the monthly overview. So I mean, it's not possible for me to not bulk up a planner, which is fine. I've accepted that. I've built it into my budget. I buy 2 planners. So this year, as with every other year, we have a vertical layout that remains the same as what it was last year. So no changes there, as well as a horizontal layout. So choose your preference. So we still have the Today bookmark that comes with every flagship planner. Obviously the cover that is reversible and interchangeable. Every single month, the extras, including some note-keeping pages, the folder in the back, the sticker sheet. Previous MakseLife users will notice there's not a folder here. That's because this is the front of your cover if you decide to reverse this. And so obviously you wouldn't want a folder on the front of your cover. And same thing, you will notice there's not a elastic band here to wrap around your planner because this is the inside cover like this if you were to flip this and use this as your cover. So it wouldn't make any sense. So that is kind of like the very quick overview of the planners. They remain at $78 each. And let's start talking about the covers. Okay, when it comes to covers, we have kind of like, I'm gonna say 3 different things to talk about. The first thing is, if you happen to fall in love with this cover or this cover, you need to pay close attention when you're purchasing, because these 2 covers are only available on flagship planners. All of the rest of the covers, which I believe there's 17 of them total, can be purchased individually. Like you can just buy this front and back cover by itself. You cannot do that with this green one or this one, which is called Dream Big. That's the formal name. And this one is called Forest. So if you love either of these covers and want to make sure that you have it, then I would recommend purchasing one of these as your flagship planner. And then of course you can purchase all the extra covers that you want to interchange with. The second thing to talk about is what the covers look like. So I'm going to show you the 2025 covers first, and then sort of the third thing that I mentioned is all of the throwback covers that I'll show you. So this one is called Dream Big, and it has these navy dots on kind of a, I'm going to call this a cream background. I mean, this is bright white paper, and so it's definitely a cream variant. And I'll also say the colors that come through on my video are not going to be as good as the colors that are on the MäksēLife website. So if you go to their website and look at either the product guide or the actual listings once they go live, those colors are very real to life. My camera is going to do the best it can to pick things up. And then the really special thing about this one is the foil stamping. I think you can see it there where it says Dream Big, Start Small. So I love that. And it's foil stamped in like a champagne color. Really, really cute. And then the inside is this kind of gingham picnic blanket. I'm bad with naming things, but anyway, it's this pattern. And so if you chose to reverse your cover, you could have this be the outside of your cover. And I think that would be really cute, like especially going into like spring and summer. Really, really cute. The other thing that I'll say is these covers, like you could definitely put a sticker on here. So if you had, you know, a vinyl sticker or something that you really loved and you wanted to decorate your covers, I will very likely be doing that with this green cover. So this is called Forest, and it's a really beautiful deep green. I would say that is pulling a little more teal than it is in person. Again, the colors are really hard to capture on here. I've got some dust on here, but so this is what it looks like. And then this is what the inside looks like, which is just a really nice, like calming floral pattern. This I think is my favorite for this year. This is called Wildflower, and this is the main side, I guess we'll say. And obviously it doesn't really matter, but, and this is the inside, which I love. I'm not even a really big orange fan, but, so pretty. And I'd say that's pulling maybe a little brighter than real, but pretty dang close. So that is one of the choices. It's called Wildflower. This one is Spring Meadow, and so kind of an abstract floral with a baby blue nameplate. And then the inside, super cute florals. So Spring Meadow is that one. Okay, so this is one of the 2 artist covers. And so this is a watercolor inspired, beautiful cover. This is a lot of people's favorites this year, and I love it too. There are some others that kind of are stealing my heart for different reasons, but beautiful watercolor. And then the inside, I mean, can you get any more neutral than this? This is, I'd say it's black. Sierra doesn't do a lot of black in MäksēLife, but I think we're gonna have to call this black. I don't think it's gray. So this is a beautiful cover, and this is called Floral, just floral. This cover is called Pebble, and I love this one. It's cute. And the inside is just a nice clean pinstripe, and the pinstripe is navy. So this one, like I said, is called Pebble. And then this is the second artist collaboration, and this is collaborated with, this is Tisa Jackson. You'll know her for blinging if you know her through the planner community and beyond. But this one, I love this cover as well. And the inside of it is probably my favorite. Love this. I'm sure this will be on the outside of my planner at some point this year. So when you are choosing your 2025 flagship planner, you will have these choices. Oh, and this one is called Inspire. I think I missed that, but so Inspire. You'll have Inspire, Pebble, Floral, Spring Meadow, Wildflower, Forest, and Dream Big to choose from. And so your planner itself will come with one cover, and then you can choose to purchase all of the interchangeable covers that you want from there. And so as mentioned, the flagship is $78 and the covers are $22 each. Let's talk about all of the throwback covers. When they showed the first one, which I think the first one that they showed was this one, and actually let me pull these 3. So this was my 2020 cover, which was my first ever MäksēLife planner. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, like it just took me back to, I guess, having my first MäksēLife. I felt very sentimental, like reminiscent, just from seeing this pattern. This cover is called Secret Garden Blue, and this was a 2020 cover. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to remember all the years, but and this is the inside. So it's a blue pinstripe, just very basic. And this was my 2020 cover. And we have it in a couple other variants. So this was the other color that was available for 2020. And this one is called Secret Garden Yellow. It's funny because this cover, at some point, I mean, to just kind of talk about how much MäksēLife has grown, there was a point in time where Sierra cleaned out her garage because she used to pack orders in her house. They have a whole fulfillment center now in Chicago, but they used to pack orders in Sierra's house. I mean, and then when I say they, I mean like her and her husband, I think primarily. But she cleaned out her garage and she was like, I think she posted it in Club Moxie and was like, hey guys, like I found some yellow covers. They were the old YRO. And I'm happy to sell them. You need to know that they've been like sitting in the garage. They're fine. They're in packaging. Like everything's good. But if you'd like to purchase them, like I will sell them. And I was like, oh, I have to have them. And so I have that somewhere. But it was really fun to be able to purchase this in the spiral version, which I'll be able to use on my current planner. And this is what the inside of it looks like. So it's kind of a yellow pinstripe, and it's another special one with the champagne foiling, and it says, keep shining, beautiful soul. And then this was a 2020 like variant that they didn't end up releasing, but with the launch of all of these, they decided to bring back, or bring out, I guess. And this is called Secret Garden Green. So kind of the same exact pattern, but with the greens and the navy. And then on the inside, this is kind of like a large chevron type pattern, but that's navy. So another beautiful choice. So any of these are really, really beautiful. I think this is a 2021. This was an artist cover, big favorite. So it also has foil embellishments. If you see the lines around the florals, those are foiled. It's a little bit hard to pick up on camera, but this is a beautiful, this was one of my favorite covers. And the inside, look how stunning that is. So, I mean, you could use this as your outside of cover, of course, but just like having this as like it's a very, you know, beautiful soft cover, and then opening is just like bang. I love that. This one, I think Chrissy and Sierra created sort of like last minute, if I remember correctly, but it was like a pretty big seller also. So it's kind of like a sun over waves, and it says, there is a past version of yourself that is so proud of how far you've come. And then the inside is this kind of like Morse code pinstripe, I almost call it. And this is what the boxes that your flagship planners, this is the same pattern that's on there. So that may be familiar to you if you've purchased in the past. This is another artist cover, Hold On to Your Vision. I know this was another really popular one. So really cute and bold. And then on the inside, how cute is that? Like that would be really neat for fall. So a little, I'd say it's a little deeper in person than it's showing on camera, but a navy and kind of like a brick red. Really pretty. This might have been like 2022, but this was one of my favorites. And sorry, I've stopped telling you the names of them. I got so excited. Let me go back. This one is called, if I told you, if you actually got out your wish list like I told you to, you're probably yelling at me right now. This is called Watercolor Floral. This is called Hold On to Your Vision. And this one is Watercolor Sunrise. Okay, back to regularly scheduled programming. This is Floral Dream. So this, and then the insides of this is maybe one of my new favorites. I will absolutely be using this at some point. It's so cute. Okay, this one is very neutral, but it is chevron, and it has the little heart. Love that one. And inside, we have the little kind of dots. If I remember correctly, this was one of Sierra's like all-time favorites. This is an artist cover. This was Cindy Gutrambaldo, And this is called Blackberry Fields. I did definitely use this cover. This was a 2023, I believe. And then the inside is just a really soft kind of pebbled gray and cream. So love this one. I love purple. So that's Blackberry Fields. And then this was also the same year as this one, I know. So I think 2023. And this one is Modern Chevron. And this was another one of my favorites with the purples in there. And the inside of this has this little starburst pattern, which was a different cover, slightly different variation of a cover that same year. So to say that you may have a hard time choosing your cover is really only dependent on how much budget you want to put forth towards the covers. As you can see, this is all of the covers. There's no more yet choices than this. They're $22 each. You can do math. There's 17 of them. That's a choice you can make. You can also narrow down your choices. But I love these, especially the throwback ones, just because they like hold so many memories for me. And then of course I had to get the new ones, and so whatever. Okay, so let's talk about using the covers, because I know that has been a popular question. Okay, so these are a vegan leather, like really nice cover. And so, I mean, I think that also helps explain the price point a little bit. They're not, you know, the laminated plastic that a lot of brands use, which, I mean, those have their benefits as well. So because these are really kind of a premium material, that means that they also kind of need to be treated carefully. So this is not the planner that I would recommend you just like rip this thing off of. From what I've experimented with so far, I found that, you know, just kind of holding on to the coil and then pulling on the cover, and you just kind of want to do it slowly. I think taking it off is significantly easier than putting it back on. So that kind of gets your cover off. And then we'll go ahead and switch it out for this one. And the way that I've, and this is just from me playing with it. I know Sierra mentioned that they're also going to put like a tutorial video on YouTube for cover changing processes, but just kind of in my own playing with it, because I wanted to just kind of see, you know, if you get it and you don't watch a video, how can you do? The thing I found, I mean, you can either kind of go down and punch each one in sort of with your thumbnail or with the back of tweezers. I think I saw somebody doing that. I think maybe Chrissy did that. So, you know, something like that. But then the other thing that I found was if you kind of get like, if you push it up on the coil just a little bit, get a few of them ready, and then just push down with your thumb, like pretty hard, it'll punch them in. So you're kind of just getting them in there. So it does take a little more time and require a little bit more finesse than some other removable covers, but the quality is so nice. Like here, I'm a little bit caught up, so I'm gonna do a couple individually and try and do my push method again. And I'm sure as these review videos come out and everybody kind of plays with them more, we'll get some more ideas of how to put them on and take them off quicker. But oh, it's so pretty. Anyway, so that is what I've kind of learned about taking them off and putting them on. Go slow, be careful. I mean, I've not seen any damage occur to the covers. The material is thick, and so it doesn't have a lot of give, so you do kind of have to push stuff in. And I know that they said they intentionally made the covers like the holes pretty close together and small, so that the cover would not like get loose and start falling off. I mean, this cover, I'm holding up the entire planner by just the front cover, and even, I mean, waving it around, and it's not budged. And I can tell you, because of my product guide, that the planner itself weighs 3.2 pounds. So 3.2 pounds, I'd say the durability is there. These covers, I feel like you could wipe this clean with baby wipe, something like that. I wouldn't use a Clorox wipe necessarily because I don't know what the material would do. But it is really, really soft and just like super nice to touch. So I think that's about all that I can talk about with covers. So next, let's talk about the insides of the planner and what changed between 2024 and 2025. I've got my 2024 and my 2025 here lined up so that you can hopefully see both. So on this title page, I think just the year changed. On the next page, I don't see any changes, but the page after that, we are going to get to our first change. So you can't tell because it's just out of frame, but up here, the tab for goal setting has been flipped on this one, but not yet for this one. And you see that we have a 2025 layout, January through December, with some lines so that you could take some notes about things that might be happening in those months. Then when we flip over, these pages appear unchanged. These pages also appear unchanged. Obviously, my 2024 is used, and so you're going to see some writing in it, but from what, the planner provides, I don't see changes. No changes here either. Also, no changes here. Again, no changes. No changes there or there. No changes. I didn't get all the way done for 2024, but we made a solid start. This is a change, I know. So last year and previous years, these were the goal setting quick tips, and those have been taken out, and we now have an idea garden. So it says, use this space to plant any ideas you have for future goals or projects. And then we head into January, same on both planners. So in one of the accessories, we can talk about where the goal setting quick tips went. I think it's also a free printable on the MakseLife website. Editing Mackenzie here. This is the new reflections page and the changes that took place. This is a blank page from 2024. In the 2025, we have the prompt up at the top with the different areas to reflect on, a coaching tip, a journal prompt, and an affirmation. And Olive is here to visit. Hi, Olive. Olive, how do you feel about MakseLife? You love it? Me too. So one nice thing with these being spaced out like this is that in previous years, this was just blank dot grid, which, I mean, did have some flexibility and nice things on its own, but you would kind of always have to make a wild guess or count all of the rows to do reflections otherwise. I don't always do exact reflections on my reflection pages. This one never got filled up. So you still have this flexibility, like if you wanted to cover up the prompts with washi, you could, but it's nice that they're there because it makes it really fast to do your reflections, whereas if I'm going to do them sort of like properly, so to speak, I do kind of feel obligated to list out the headings. So the other change for sure is the coil size. So I think you can see it pretty well here. This is a 2025 and these are both 2024 planners. So this is my first half of 2024. This is the second half. You can tell I still have some empty pages to go to fill up with stickers. I break my year into two because of how much stickering I do. So the good thing about this new coil, for I would say the average sticker user, you're probably going to be good to go with this coil size. Okay, before we get too deep into accessories, I did want to talk about a couple of the free gifts that are available at launch. The first one is the 2024 Reflections Notebook. So this is an item that has been released for several years now, and it's just a notebook to use at the end of this year to reflect on your year. And it kind of helps you start thinking about your 2025 goals. So there's a compass that you can do your ratings kind of like you have been from a quarterly aspect. There's some different prompts to answer reflections, wins and highlights, what challenges and lessons you've learned, what growth and gratitude you have, what's working, what's not working, impact, adjustments, a letter to yourself, and then just a place for a brain dump with a few empty sheets. So this will be a free gift with purchase. You purchase any physical item off of the website, and you'll receive this so long as supplies are available. And then if you purchase a flagship planner, a 2025 flagship, you'll receive this beautiful charm that I absolutely love and was the inspiration for me to have my nails painted like this. So this is a Compass of Life charm, and it's on a little baby lobster clip. And so you can hang this off of, you know, anything. You will receive one of these free if you buy a planner. You also can purchase them additionally. They're $8 each. I purchased additional because I definitely plan on turning 2 of these into earrings and who knows what else. So I think they're so cute, and it's basically meant to be a keepsake. And there was kind of like an indication that in future years there may be other charms that come out. So I absolutely love this, and it kind of comes on this little card, and then the card has a little affirmation. All right, let's talk accessories. So this first accessory is the Purposeful Life Desk Easel, which is $25. And so it has a little kickstand, that's not the right word, but so that it can sit on your desk. And it is obviously a wire O bound. So this is beautiful. And then what happens here is for every week, and there's actually 53 weeks in here, there is an affirmation and a coaching tip. And so it says week 1 up here. You can kind of see that. Things are showing a little more faintly on camera than they are in person. And then it is perforated at the top. And then on the back, it has a journaling prompt. So I think this is really cool because as you go, you can read the affirmation for that week, read the coaching tip for that week, and then you can do a little bit of journaling for that week as well. And I haven't figured out exactly how I want to use these. I am curious though if the affirmations and whatnot match what's inside the planner. So week 1. Okay, yeah, it looks like they do. So this is the first reflections page in the 2025. And then this is week 1 in the desk easel. So I could see myself still doing this and then using the perforation and carefully tearing. Get to see this live. Honestly, if I did the little bend, it'd probably, yeah, I like that a lot better. Okay. So now I have this, and what I would likely do if I use this for my reflections and just, you know, had bullet points on each one, I would probably go ahead and journal on the back of here and then probably tip this in with washi. So like if you put a strip of washi right here and then you also put a strip of washi right here, this will become like a little foldable panel, if that makes sense. That's kind of what I see myself doing on here. We'll see. I haven't decided yet, obviously, but it is nice to also have this kind of up on your desk throughout. Often I get to the end of the week and I'm like, okay, let me do my reflections. And it's like, you know, I hit on all 5 of the sections and then I see these and I'm like, okay, well, I've already done this. I need to set next week's goals. Like, so being able to have a place to kind of glance at this that isn't directly in my planner when I'm trying to kind of like finish up one week and start another one is really appealing to me. So that's my kind of tentative plan. The other option is, you know, if you have a dot grid notebook, you could also tip it in here and then you could have like a, you know, your whole year sort of like in here, and you could do some other memory keeping or other stuff around there. I could see myself doing that and have kind of like each week. I mean, you could even print out photos, and obviously the world is your oyster here, but that is what this desk calendar is for. So like I said, it is $25 and it has 53 weeks of goodness in it. These next 2 accessories are definitely going to be staples for my desk. So these come in at $15 each. And the first one is a Just Begin notepad. And if you see, the check boxes are the different areas of life colors. And I counted, I'm pretty sure there's 100 pages. I've used 3 and I counted 97. So plus or minus a few sheets, but I think it's 100. And then the back is a nice like linen feel with the MakseLife logo, and oh, and it's perforated. I don't know if I said that, but I have some examples here I'm going to show of what I've used it for so far. This one says Living My Best Life, and it is dot grid. I think that's picking up. and dot grid on the front, blank on the back, and it looks to be the same size as the other one. I wasn't going to count again, so I apologize, but I think it's probably 100 sheets, and same kind of setup on the back, and obviously living my best life. And so the way that I've used these so far, so before they put out the handy dandy product guide, we had received some information about prices, and so I put them on here. Someday I'll be able to write in a straight line. I mean, I'm following dots, but I still, you know, do that. So anyway, so this has been handy for me to have on my desk to refer to the prices. And then, let's see, this weekend I went out of town to Minneapolis, and this was part of my packing list. And I actually, like, I don't know if you can see, it's a little bit warped right there. I took this upstairs. I had it in my bathroom. It got a little bit wet. Like, it, I mean, I don't know how much I have to say about a piece of paper. Like, it's a great piece of paper. But I guess what I'm saying is it's, you know, it has some durability. And it was fun to just have the colorful check boxes. I don't know. I enjoyed it. Another way that I used it is actually the content for what I'm doing right now. And so these are all the videos that I brain dumped out and thought would be cool to make. We'll see if I get there, but anyway, I have, you know, a dot for, or a box for each one. I put dots in the ones that I was waiting for the items on, and then I used my Moxie dots and have like whether I filmed it, whether I edited it, and whether I uploaded it. So if you're watching this video on YouTube, which you would have to be, just know that there's a whole bunch of content, some already there on Instagram and some planned to be there, so you can check that out. And then this was one of my friends and I like to do body doubling and try and figure out, you know, things that we can get done. So we made a list, and she was green and I was purple, and we were doing little like 20-minute sessions. And so then checking them off as we did. So that's just, you know, some of the ways that I've used this so far, but I love these. These will definitely be hanging out on my desk and be used quite frequently, I think. Big accessory reveal. These are the folios, these two right here. So we're going to talk about them a whole bunch. If you are familiar with these folios that came out last year, the material is the same. So the buttery softness that you know and love is the same. And while I had this out, I just wanted to mention the companion notebooks, which I have in here from last year. There's not a new set this year, but they are still available on the site. So if you're a companion notebook user and you have a different planner that you use as your, you know, main planner or whatever, know that they are still available. They just didn't come out with any new colors because they still are available. Okay, so these look a little like, what do I want to say? Well, I mean, they're vegan leather. They look a little like, okay, there's a crease right there. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But it's because it's empty, and don't make any judgment calls yet. These guys fill up like you wouldn't believe. So let's talk through them. There's two different color options. This is Midnight Navy and this is Cream. And so I'm probably going to talk through Cream because I think it's a little bit easier to see what's going on. Okay, so this is the front of the cover, and it has two different snaps. So depending on how tight you want it to be, but it also has, like, I don't know what the official name for this is, but I've been calling like your buffet stretchy pants, an elastic closure. And I did something wild and crazy that's going to be near the end of this video, where I packed this thing full of like pretty much everything that's available on the MakseLife website. And we had to use the stretchy pants. So if you want to see that in action, you can watch. But you can use either snap, obviously, depending on, you know, kind of how much stuff you have in there or whatever. And then let's look at the back. So we have the MakseLife logo, and then we have a pocket back here that, you know, holds something this sized, which, to give a bit of reference, this is a dot grid notebook. This fits with room to spare. This is my Kindle that needs to be charged with a pop socket. This fits. So an iPad mini should definitely fit. Full-size iPad, I think, would be a stretch. Okay, so pocket in the back. We open it up, and boy, is there a lot to talk through. Okay, so there's the main pocket, which is where you put your planner back cover in to hold it in. On this side, we have a zipper pocket, and it goes all the way in here. You put all kinds of different things in here, but I can tell you that if you wanted to put all of this in there, which is all the Moxie dots, Moxie markers, and the rainbow pens, they'll all fit. If you don't believe me, watch the video or watch the part at the end where I did that. There's a smaller pocket here. There's a pocket here, and the stencil, the metal stencil, this one, fits in here really well. There's this pocket, and this goes all the way to the bottom, or to this seam, I guess. So nice deep pocket. There's these two pockets, which I think might also go all the way. No, they go to right here. Is that where it is? Yeah, like right here. And this one, yeah, same. This one though goes all the way to the bottom again. So you've got a couple of like, and this is actually all the way to the bottom, not to that seam. So you've got some like really great storage. The zipper pouch, and then of course behind the zipper pouch there is also a pouch. And then there's, it's like a giant wallet. There's this. And I mean, I played with this, like you could put the like little notebooks in here, like a dot grid notebook. And it works really well. You could also put, oh, here we go. I was like, where do I have an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper? Maybe in the product guide that I'm looking at. I just put my product guide in here. So like if you're in Club Moxie and you wanted to put your this month's, you know, worksheets in there, that would be great. This is amazing. And I don't think you really get the full feel until you see it filled up, which I do at the end of the video. Well, I do it like an insane version, and then I do a realistic version. And then this is the Midnight Navy. If I didn't know better, I think I would call it black. I didn't really quite mean to be like, here's my Louis Vuitton, but it's the closest black thing I have near to me. Okay, yeah, I can see navy compared to that. This is a true black. I would say this is showing more navy than I've ever seen in person when I look at it with my eyes. This looks more navy. So that's how dark it is. The glare makes it really hard, but hopefully that helps. Okay, so these folios are $58 each, and they will work with any 7x9 planner. And like I said, towards the end of the video, there is some chaos of me filling this thing up at the extreme and then at the realistic level. All right, next accessory is a sticker pack. And so there are 16 sheets, 960 stickers on here for $26. And okay, so the way that this works is for each sheet, there's 2 sheets that are the same, basically duplicates. And I kind of sorted them into sections. So let me show you. These are basically following the areas of life. And so there's kind of like a, I'm showing you the sheet that I used so that you can see what the shape of the sticker was. But there's a larger box, and then a smaller box with a ribbon, and then an even smaller box, and another one with a ribbon. And this is the same. All these are the same. So there's 2 sheets for each color, area of life, and then it just duplicates. So let me show you these first, because I went ahead and used them in my November monthly calendar. So, and I color coded, obviously that's the point of these, I think. Physical environment, trash day, personal, voting on November 5th. Please do that, everyone, please. Work, I have my last day of work this month because, well, you'll see here in a minute. Health and wellness, all meds packed for my trip. Growth, set monthly goals. Financial, payday, fun, flight to New Zealand, which is why my last day of work. And then family and relationships, wedding day. So yeah, this will be the last day that I work this month because we will be in New Zealand the rest of the month. I'm so excited. So that's how I used these, just to get them down on paper so that you could actually see realistically how they're being used. And then I have some examples for these as well. So just kind of a rectangle here, a rectangle with a little arrow at the end, a long flag in 3 different varieties. So put this back on here so I can use it at some point. So 2 sheets of that. And then this one is a little bit different. So long with an arrow. These don't have the secondary color is the only difference really. And then these little flags. And these, all 3 of these are the same. So 2 sheets of that, 2 sheets of the different areas of life. And these have like the little icons in them that kind of denote what they are as well. And then these are just dots. So let me show you how I use those. Sorry if you hate cursing, but yeah. Okay, so I use the dots here. Obviously this is a place I would normally use my Moxie dots. But I just wanted to put them in here to show one way that you could use them. So there's one way that you could use them. And again, you know, I did it with the areas of life. So voting, pack some fun stuff to do on my flights. I'll be out of office. So make sure I set my out of office and wrap up things by the 7th. Marry Jason. It's a goal. Take copies of my prescriptions for my trip. Go easy on my goals. The focus is my trip and my wedding. Withdraw cash for the trip, and arrange and finalize house sitting. So this is some of the stuff I set for my monthly goals with these stickers. And then in weekly actions, I used some others. So this will be the week that we leave. So I set quadruple check packing list. I've already been working on it, but as you can imagine. And then I tried to figure out how I would use one of these longer flags. So this is kind of like on the plane. I want to have music and audiobooks. So I want to make sure those are downloaded and ready to go. Same thing here, work stuff. My Outlook and my Slack both need to have an out of office status. Wedding dress. I need to remember to bring this. And look, I could personal, fun and recreational, work and learn. I'm not flipping you off. Family, health and wellness. I'm not flipping you off. Okay, sorry. This was so fun, guys. I had to. Okay. And then this I kind of did, like I put must have on here. So just kind of like as a bold, you know, because I must have my prescriptions in their original bottles and copies of the prescriptions in order to take them into New Zealand. Pay bills before leaving. Another one that's like, attention, don't forget this. And then keys to our house to the house sitters. If I haven't reminded you to vote on November 5th, I think this is the 3rd time. So I used one of the areas of life colors there, and then I did that I know as well here for my wedding day, our wedding day really, but I just said cherish every moment. So that's some of the ways that I already started playing with the stickers. Just I didn't want to just show you sheets of stickers. I wanted to kind of show you them in action a little bit. But I mean, there's a lot of stickers on here and a lot of use to be found in them. So $26 for the pack of all these stickers. Okay, this may be my favorite accessory. If Sierra came to me and was like, Mackenzie, you must only choose one accessory from the 2025 launch that will actually go live to everyone. Which one will it be? I don't know why she sounds like the Wizard of Oz, like great and powerful, but well, I mean, she is, so not the Wizard of Oz, but great and powerful. Anyway, this would, I think, be my choice. It would be hard for me to not choose these guys, if I'm being totally honest, but I would choose this. I freaking love a pouch, a caddy, whatever. And this one is done so well. So, okay, we've got a handle on top. We've got a snap closure on the front with the wheel of life. Another snap back here, you'll see why. A little leather MakseLife. We've got one pouch already right here. Okay, so when we open this, and we unvelcro and we pull back. Now you see why we have the other snap. So basically you can snap this so that it stays open on your desk. Now, okay, you're gonna see in here some scribbles because I've been playing with this thing and one of my pens, or maybe two of my pens, were open. And so this is probably gonna happen to you too. And you know what? This is when we're supposed to embrace the messy bits. I bought 2 of these. I could have went and got the clean one to show you, but I kind of wanted to show you that like this is probably gonna happen to you too. And it's gonna be okay. We'll get through it together. So the inside of this, well, let's talk about the front first. Okay, so the front, we've got these 2 pockets. I found washi to be something really nice to slip in here because you can still reach it really easily. But I also found like tape roller to be really nice in here. A pair of tweezers. I mean, there's the ways that you could pack this. I can't wait to see how everybody packs these to like draw inspiration. Okay, so these 2 pockets, and then we've got this can either be one giant pocket if you want to like unvelcro and make it a giant pocket, which like when I did this is my Polaroid portable camera printer. That like fits in there. MakseLife grid notebook fits in there. I mean, you could put a bunch of them in there. I mean, like a lot, actually. It'll also fit in here, I believe. Maybe not. Yeah, it'll fit in there. Or you can close this off and then, you know, have some pens in here, some pens over here, and then these little slips. Like if I want to have my Moxie Charm card, kind of, wow, that one's really deep. Okay, the MakseLife Charm card is too small for how deep these are. What would be, man, one of them's really deep. I think I tried this and this sticks up too high. So if you want to put your stencil in here, you need to put it like kind of horizontal. Like as if there aren't a million things in my office that could go in here. Let's find something MakseLife though. Sticky notepad. Yep, that would work. Hand lotion. Also, yes. Oh yeah, I did this earlier. If you could see the amount of stuff that's on my desk over here, well, and over here and on the floor. Chapstick. Something always nice to have with you, would also fit in here. It's a little tight. It's tight in the front pocket. Yeah, it'll fit in the back one. Anyway, I mean, the things I have on my desk. Imodium fits in here perfectly, guys. These little Lights Planner Action pen test notebooks, perfect. Anyway, you get it. All kinds of different things will go in here very nicely. And then this dot grid I have in here, but obviously you could put anything in this back pocket. So let's see. I just showed you the functional planner stickers. They would definitely fit in here, either that way or the other way. So, I mean, this thing can hold so much. And like I said, the things that I've thought to do with it compared to what I know everybody else is going to come up with, I just can't wait to see the creativity that everybody has around this. So, and then when you're done using it, obviously you just unclip this part and then pop it down and snap it shut. And I think the it does a really good job of closing tightly, so I would not really be worried at all about my pens like coming out or anything. And so at the end of the video, like I did with the Folio, I packed this full to a point of absurdity. Oh, the thing that for sure I think you should do, if you want to, nobody has to do anything, is this. Because how cute is that? And you have all your MäksēLife washi with, and you could put other washi on here. Anyway, this is likely my favorite accessory. To give you some details, this is $45. I love a good pouch, and this is very well done. Lots of details were thought of, and I can't wait to use mine. Okay, we're down to the last two accessories to review. So we have the annual goals toolkit and the quarterly goals toolkit. So I'm going to talk about the annual first. Both of them are $16 each, and the annual you would buy 1 for the year. The quarterly you would buy 4 for the year, just to be clear. All right, so there are 18 sheets in here. And we're gonna go through all of them. So this is the annual one. All right, so first off, we have a perpetual calendar, and it's kind of like fold out. So if you're not familiar with the concept of a perpetual calendar, the idea is that you would put things on here that happen every day that year, no matter what year. So birthdays are kind of the obvious choice. Some holidays, if they're date-based holidays, they could go on here. I mean, you could also choose to just do this for 2025. You don't have to use it as a perpetual calendar. But I have one of these already that I often use for birthdays. And so it's really nice because it's like when I'm filling out my new planner for the year, I look and it's like, okay, in January, you know, here's these 7 birthdays that I have in my family or whatever. So this is the first sheet that's in here. And then the back is just blank, but perpetual calendar. So, I mean, I would fill this out, and then honestly, I would keep it in the, well, I was going to say the folder of my planner, but maybe the folio. The folio unlocks like all kinds of new stuff that I haven't had a chance to really think about. So, okay, the goal setting quick tips. So when we did the planner flip through, if you remember, this was the sheet that is no longer in the planner. So this is where you can find it. But I also, like I said, I believe it's a free printable on the MäksēLife website. Blank on the back, but goal setting quick tips. My personal values. So there's a space here for 5 different values and what they mean to you. And there's a note up here about where you can go take an assessment to find out your personal values. I would recommend doing this. I did it, I think it was the beginning of this year. And my values came up and I was like, I'm really proud of these and I agree with them. It made me feel good. And it's always kind of like good to know what your values are. I think it's a hard question if someone's like, what's important to you? What are your values? Like it's a high pressure question. So it's something that's kind of nice to have to reflect back on, especially if you're writing goals and, you know, doing things throughout the year and you kind of want to have this to refer to. I really like this one. Okay, so this is AM and PM routines, and there's a space for an ideal AM and then a minimum AM. So whether you have mid to high level energy or low energy, and then the same thing for PM. And so, you know, if it's like minimum, like brushing my teeth, washing my face or whatever. But then, you know, ideally you do the whole skincare routine or whatever it may be for you. I really like this. And this is something that I feel like mid-year, as you're, you know, revisiting your goals and habits and stuff, you could refer back to this and be like, oh, I forgot that, you know, ideally I really wanted to be, I don't know, putting lotion on my feet every day. To mine, but okay. And then we have these compass assessment worksheets. And so there's one for each area of life. So this is the one for personal. And so when you take your compass assessment, obviously you have your current score, and then you pick your goal score, which is kind of the goal setting portion in the Flagship Planner. But this helps you break it down a little bit more. So what changes need to happen to arrive at your goal score? What does it look like? How do you feel? Brainstorm ideas below. So if you are one of the people like me who have a hard time writing in your Flagship right off the bat, this would be a great place to kind of sketch out your goal ideas. And then I love this, like choose 1 to 3 goals from the ideas above that will have the biggest impact on your life in this area. Make sure it answers the question, how much by when? So a space for 3 goals. And like I said, there's one of these for each area of life. So the personal, fun and recreational, work and learning, family and relationship, health and wellness, spiritual and personal growth, financial, and physical environment. So I think honestly that I will probably be using these basically alongside my 2024 reflections notebook. So this that we talked about, that's a free gift with purchase. I could totally see myself putting these in here and carrying this around at the end of the year, because I never fill this thing out in one sitting. I usually kind of come back to it and add some more stuff and think and whatever. And I could totally see myself doing that with these as well. And then that kind of gives me some brainstorming power into my goals and what I may see them to be in 2025. I think that's probably how I will use this. And this can slip into either my planner folder or the folio. Okay, powerful questions for your goals. And these again come multiple sheets, basically covers all the different areas of life. And so some different questions that you can ask yourself. And I would actually keep this with those brainstorming sheets so that I could be thinking about these questions as I'm kind of doing a rough draft of my goals. So I imagine this all being together in here as my kind of like, take this around the house with me, sit on the couch, sit in bed, wherever I may be, fill this out. The next two things are printed on higher quality, kind of like cardstock paper. That sound of paper. So one is my word for the year is, and what my word means to me. And if you notice, it has some silver foiling around it. So just kind of like makes it pretty. And then my personal mission statement. And so both of these things, I mean, the word of the year is part of goal setting in the flagship. Personal mission statement, I would say, is something that comes more in Club Moxie. Obviously, you can do it on your own, but if you want some help with that, Club Moxie would be a great place to go. So I love this edition. The beginning of the planner and, you know, the pages to help set goals and brainstorm and whatnot does a lot. I think this is a really, really good enhancement to that helps break down some of the things that, you know, you may be struggling with when you start using the flagship, and also lets you, you know, write some stuff on paper that's not going to be in a planner that you're going to stare at all year, in case you have that fear of writing something down and either hating your handwriting or having to cross it out, which you should do. You should feel like you can cross things out in your planner and add new goals and all of those things. You should feel that way. I have not found a good way to feel that way yet, but if you figure it out, let me know. So I think this is going to go in here for me. And these, I could see these three things, I think for sure would be in my planner and something that I want to refer back to like on a quarterly basis. And then these, I don't know, like I almost could see myself like putting this up on like a bulletin board or something. We'll see, but that is what is inside of the annual goals toolkit. So you only need one of these for the year. And I think it's a great addition to the goal setting sheets that are part of the setup of your flagship. Next up is the quarterly goal toolkit. And so let's open this. This is 19 sheets. And as previously mentioned, it is $16. And this packet is enough to handle 1 quarter. So if you wanted to use these sheets throughout the entire year, you would need to buy 4 of them. There's also, you know, I mean, if you wanted to kind of use the inspiration of this and then do it in a dot grid notebook, you could. There's all kinds of, however you want to find ways to save money, but that's the intention behind it. Okay, so the first thing is a quarterly reset checklist. So the quarterly reset is your opportunity to pause, reflect, and make any necessary adjustments to stay on track with your goals. So I love this because when you set your goals in January, I think often it doesn't take long for your life to take swings that make your goals not necessarily still relevant to you. And so I'm loving the idea of having a chance to kind of revisit them if you want each quarter. The checklist includes the quarterly compass assessment, which is part of your planner, your quarterly assessment worksheet, wins and accomplishments, ideal week, seasonal bucket list, refreshing your goals, and goals type. So some of these are in here and we're going to look at them. Okay, so the first one here is quarterly intentions. And so you fill out which quarter or which months this is going to cover. Yep, so it's basically this chunk of the intention annual goal setting repeated for each quarter. So pretend this is your Q2 packet. And so, you know, what you filled out in January versus what you're thinking of in April may be different. So you have a chance to revisit those things and put them in here. You have the opportunity to set quarterly goals. So basically, if annual goals intimidate you, this might be a way to make goal setting a little bit more approachable. This page is also perforated, so you could tear this apart if you want or leave it together. All of these pages, I think, could be, tipping them into your planner is likely what I would do. And I can do a tutorial on that if people are confused about tip-ins. But so you put what quarter it is, and then you would set your goals for that quarter. Quarterly reflections. Let's see, does this match monthly reflections is what I'm curious about. No, not exactly. So this is different. So if you remember biggest wins, things that are working, not working, what you learned. This is more major milestones I achieved this quarter. How do they align with my annual goals? How have priorities shifted? What new habits or routines have I integrated? So this is, I don't think I've seen these questions anywhere else. How have I practiced self-care and what activities have been most beneficial? I really like this. I don't think I've seen these questions anywhere else. And I think it would be helpful to reflect on. So now we get to the things where, because there's 3 months in a quarter, you're gonna see 3 copies of things. So this is, I know when they went over this in Club Moxie, it got a little bit confusing. So I'm gonna just lay them out like this. So imagine a quarter is like January, February, March, January, February, March. Same thing here, we have monthly recap. If this was, you know, the example I gave before, Q2 we're coming in, so I'm like, okay, it's April 1st, we recap. I love this because this is basically like memory keeping light. So what am I watching, listening to, reading, loving, eating, drinking, learning, celebrating, creating, and feeling? So I already do a monthly, very small memory keeping kind of snapshot, and I will totally incorporate this into it. I'm really excited to do that. And there is a space to put the month. And then there's also a monthly tracker. So this monthly tracker took me a second. So there's 7, this is for 7 days. So like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Week 1 of a month, week 2, week 3, week 4, and some months have 5 weeks. So that's what's going on here. So if you said you wanted to read every single day, then you can, you know, keep track of how many days throughout the month you did that. And you could either mark this, you know, week 1 and with Monday through Sunday, or you could use just the dates. You know, you could say this is, what month is this? This is April 1st through April 30th. And then there's a space down here that's just kind of free form. So you could, I don't know, write yourself an inspiring note or whatever you want. So now we get back to some more sheets that are kind of general. So my ideal week, and this is something, I like the idea of revisiting this quarterly. If you are someone who has like children or activities or whatnot, you know, like the difference between your kids being in school, you know, during Q2 versus being out of school a lot of Q3, you know, changes your ideal week probably pretty significantly. So it's kind of neat to revisit this and adapt it for the quarter. And then, okay, I spoke too soon. We talked about the 1 per month. We also do that for wins and highlights and gratitude. Okay, so we have a space for the month, gratitude, grateful for, just totally open-ended. And then we have wins and highlights, what you're celebrating and what the date is. And so again, in our pretend month, there's April, May, June. And then our last 2 sheets, we have what I'm saying no to this quarter and what I'm saying yes to this quarter. And the last one is a seasonal bucket list, which I love this because a lot of sticker shops have started sending out as freebies, like, you know, spring bucket list. That'll be like a cute little banner, and then you could put, you know, whatever you want in there. So, and this would be fun to track from year to year, like to look back, you know, next spring and be like, what was on my bucket list for this spring? Because I feel like you always kind of forget, like, well, that is what's in Quarterly Goal Toolkit. It does add some more work, thought process, etc. to what you're doing for sure, both on a monthly and quarterly basis. And so I would say this is kind of like for the power user. If I were just now getting into a MakseLife system for the first time, I would not purchase this at this time. I think I would purchase the annual goal toolkit, but this would be a little bit intimidating for me because I think you need to get used to, on a monthly basis, setting your monthly goals, doing your weekly goals, your weekly reflections. I think this adds too much on top of getting those basics down if you're a brand new user. But if you're an established user and you feel the need to break up things into quarters and do a little bit of extra reflection and extra tracking and whatnot, I think this is a great addition. And I foresee myself using this. I don't know that I'll use every bit of it. Monthly tracker, I could definitely see myself not using every bit of. Gratitude, I would really like to do. The sheet I'm probably the most excited about is the recap. Just because I've gotten really into memory keeping lately. In a little scenario of absurdity, would you believe if I told you that basically everything that's available for sale on the MakseLife website right now is in these 2 portable items? They're not light, but here I go, traveling with 2 items, and pretty much all the items and accessories that MakseLife has released that are still for sale. Well, let's see what's in here. Okay, let's start off with the new Folio. She's bulging. She had to be, her stretchy pants had to be put on for this exact event, but she closes. It's not hard. Just like when you're putting on your stretchy pants headed out to a buffet, you know to wear the right item. Okay, so I mean, of course we have a planner, right? 2025 Flagship Planner in here. So I'm gonna take stuff out as I go just to see how much stuff we end up with. So I mean, that's a big bulk of the Folio for sure. We've got 2 pens. My favorite current black pen, and then a dark purple pen that I enjoy if I want a little color. And okay, so over here we have the, of course, wonderful MakseLife stencil ruler. I say stencil ruler. You know what? It's just a stencil. There's no ruling about this. I think I've been calling it a ruler for a really long time. Okay, the stencil. It's a bookmark too. The habit tracker. Whoops, habit tracker. Okay, I've got some stickers in here, but like, what are they even really for? Well, in case I'm feeling overwhelmed by my flagship and I want to quickly plan out a week or plan something different for the week, maybe some meal planning, maybe some goal tracking, something like this. I've got this in here, and I've got these stickers if I want to put some dates on the days, because this is an undated product. Also, if I'm having a really busy day and I'm not sure how I'm going to get everything done and recorded in my flagship, and so I need to break it down, not to worry, I've got a daily notebook in here. Again, it's an undated product, so these stickers are going to come in handy. They are all different colors, of course. Okay, what else is in here? We've got our bookmark trio for the flagship, so I can mark where my annual goals are and everything. I've got the new functional planning stickers, the entire pack, all of them. Okay, what else? Oh, have you thought about your 2024 reflections yet? Because this item comes for free if you purchase a flagship during launch week. Maybe more than launch week, but definitely launch week. Also the charm, which I added just because it's so cute. Okay. My annual goal toolkit. So for me to break down my goals, it's in here. I've got one of the quarterly toolkits in here as well. And then this, like, there's a zipper here. What's going on in here? Because it's still, I still feel something. What could it be other than all of the Moxie markers and Moxie dots? Oh, yeah, all of them in there. Okay. And I think, oh, I mean, I could put something really large in here, or, you know, an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, but it could be really large too. It could be a legal size piece of paper. And I've also got my dot grid notebook back here in the back pocket for any notes I want to take. This was all inside of this, and it folds down to be tiny. But that's not it. In our new little caddy, I've got, you know, my washi up here, which like is super functional, but also really cute. I've got the daily notepad in case I want to plan one of my days just really quick, even if the daily, oh my gosh, I can't remember the names of everything. If the daily this notebook is too much and I just want a single sheet of paper, I've got this option. Let's pop this boy open. Look at that. It's so cute. All right, unvelcro. And what do I have in here but everything? Okay, let's see, where do we want to start? We've got another stencil. This is not a ruler, it's just a stencil. I've learned that tonight right now. We have an adhesive pen holder in case you want to put it in like one of these, for example. It'd be super helpful. We have the rainbow pens, gel pens. They're all black. They're colorful on the outside, black on the inside, just how I like it. We've got the Living My Best Life dot grid notebook. Something I would probably usually keep on my desk, but I just wanted you to know that it can fit in here. Same thing, the Just Begin check mark. The desk easel, in case you want to take it on the go, which honestly, like, there's a time that you could, I can imagine. It's in here. The sticky note folio. I have one of these that's open somewhere, not right in front of me. Both of the mini sticky note chunks. Hold on. Oh, we've got the check mark and heart and circle washi. I've got my charm little card that has a little saying that makes me happy. We've got the Week at a Glance notepad. And I think that's it. That does appear to be it. So, I think that it is safe to say that the MakseLife team basically killed it with creating vessels to hold everything that we could need. Now, I'll probably show you how I'll pack this realistically, but this was the extreme version and it made me pretty happy. I mean, I was on the website, I was like, what else do they sell that I have? And I mean, I honestly have pretty much everything that they sell. There's like a couple, there's some more washi that I don't have, which obviously could fit on the washi roll. There was like weekly coaching tips, a couple more sticker sheets basically, obviously could fit in just like these. So short of another spiral notebook, that would be pushing it too far, I'd say. Yeah. It's a lot. So thank you all for watching my review. If you made it all the way through, you're a real one, because that was a lot. I'm just kind of putting together my folio right now. I think I'm going to start off with this Midnight Navy and the wildflower cover. Look at that. Tell me that's not beautiful. I've got my 2024 reflections ready, as well as the annual goal toolkit sheets that I pulled. It's going to be my priority to work on this. So I think I'm gonna put it right there just so that it stands out. And here's a little tip from me to you. I have this plastic folder with planner setup items. If you're like me and the idea of writing your name in your planner gives you more anxiety than it should, just get your name made in a sticker. I'm trying to decide, is this too big? Let's see, you know what I'm gonna do? And if you're watching this video, I hope that as soon as you get your planner, you write something in it too. Or put a sticker in, however you need to, you know, handle that situation. I just put a little white out over the name part. And then I'm gonna have my name straddle the line. I've got to start on my 2025 planner. I hope this inspires you to pick a planner for 2025. If you chose MakseLife, then I'll be here with you. If not, I hope you enjoy your planner too. Thanks for watching my video. See you next time.